Hi everybody. I thought it might be interesting to start doing a video blog for my archive editorials. And what better place to start than the very beginning with our first issue in this digital format. Without further ado, here we are back in May 2007, and Past the Stuffing, Letters from the Editor. Well, here goes another attempt at keeping the flames of creativity from dying down to nothing. Shit, I'm reasonably certain that at times over the last several years they've been naught but flickering embers of futility and failed dreams. Still, one does what one can. One of the wonderful things about this format is it saves a lot on printing costs. Now, for those who don't know me, I'm Randy Pare. And off and on, for over 20 years, my friends and I have fiddled about with small press publications to varying degrees of success. The time it takes to do this on the side, while still raising a family and earning a living, led to us having to leave such pursuits behind. Well, thanks to the internet and Facebook, we can have some fun doing this again. And who knows, maybe we've grown up enough by now to do some really interesting and thought-provoking work while we're at it. The boards are where you can go to post stories, columns, poems, even if it's just a chapter at a time. Just continue by commenting on your own post beneath it in the thread. I've instructed people joining the group to keep comments on stories or columns or art, etc., to be posted on the wall. That way the threads can be read as individual pieces of work. Just like this column. I will try to add to this thread at least once a week. Maybe more depending on how much I have to say about the group. Have some fun. Everybody's welcome. But remember, please try and keep the wall posts from being vicious critiques of other members and their work. We're all here to enjoy ourselves and provide an outlet for that frustrated artist, writer, creator deep inside, lamenting a la Marlon Brando from On the Waterfront, I could have been somebody. I guess I should at some point explain the title of this here zine. RKYV is a sort of phonetic way of saying archive. An archive is defined as a repository for stored memories or information. This archive is a repository for stored up imaginings and fantasies, as well as information on subjects our future columnists wish to share with you, colored of course by the filter of their unique perspectives. The logo is borrowed from the last of the coffeehouse editions we produced some years back. The design's by an old friend and artist back in Windsor named Roy James, who founded a comic book club many of us geeky teenagers joined to hang out with others who dug our little hobby. This club was how we began our small press fascination, and it was very rewarding in its limited fashion. I'll tell you about a convention we hosted at the Cleary Auditorium next time, and the larger-than-life Guy Davis. Okay, so the next entry in this first editorial is from May 28th, 2007. Back then I was sort of doing all these entries on sort of like a daily basis instead of just once a month for the issues for the magazine. Nevertheless, so where was I? Oh yeah. We were hosting a comic book convention at the Cleary Auditorium. It was a lot of fun. We had the opportunity to get writers and artists in the biz to look at our stories and art. They were very supportive, and us kids were just having a blast. Now, Guy Davis was one of those guest artists. He was a British chap who at the time was quite the loud, larger-than-life punker. Here he was with his big old mohawk haircut and torn army fatigue jacket. What a sight. Now, see, all the guests and a couple of us from the comic club that had hosted the event were all going out to dinner reservations at this swanky place on Riverside Drive. As I recall, the place was so uptown, it didn't even have a name, just the address, 51 Riverside West, or something. Anyhow, here we've all spent the day at the comic convention, and we're dressed in torn jeans and Batman t-shirts. We show up at the restaurant, and the maitre d' gets all huffy. "I'm sorry, but I will have to ask you to leave. This establishment has a proper," emphasis on proper, "dress code. Now, we're a little embarrassed and unsure what to do. I mean, the convention's already paid for us to use the banquet room. So Guy steps to the front of the crowd and takes things in hand. Listen here, you wanker. You know the reservation you have in the dining room for a party of 30? Well, that's us, so piss off. I swear, the stuffed shirt looked like he was going to faint. He was so pale. Anyhow, long story short, we got served and really enjoyed needling the staff throughout the dinner. Okay, now the weird thing is about getting older is this. I guess I'm the maitre d' now, if you get my meaning. I certainly wouldn't want a bunch of scruffy-looking punks in jeans and t-shirts coming into my fancy restaurant, you know, if I had one, and upsetting my regular customers. Now, on to the business of running this here page. People are starting to respond back to invites, and submissions are pouring in. I'd also like to find people to do regular blogs or columns on subjects as ranging from movies to comics, books, video games, health and fitness, or really any other topic. You got a soapbox here if you feel like ranting on a fairly regular basis. Come on, come on. Peut-être vous allez entendre jouer. In case you're wondering, I do try to keep my inner frog from getting too rusty. Now the next entry is from May 29th, 2007, of course. So. Alrighty then, Dave got back to me. Dave Marshall. As you can all probably tell from the group page, his witty observations should prove entertaining. Dave at the time is writing an associate editor column called Coffee and Cigarettes, which was a throwback to the days when we were doing the coffee house editions. Now, years ago, that was pretty much how we launched all our small press stuff. Just sitting around, lots of coffee, and dreaming up stuff to put out there and share. As more members join, feel free to message me if you're having anything of a regular nature that you'd like to appear, a column or a comic that you wish to put here. If you're going to be a regular columnist, I'll even put your name up there as an officer, with whatever silly description you like. The same goes for artists. If you wish to make yourself available for members to turn to when they need some illustrations beyond the stuff that you're already doing yourself, let me know and I'll list you up there as an art director, or some such important sounding title. Glad to see everybody's interest so far, and let's get to posting some goodies. I look forward to seeing all your stuff. My next entry was on May 30th, 2007. Hey everybody! What I thought would be a weekly column is rapidly becoming a daily blog. The truth is, these early days for RKYV's rebirth in a digital format, I really want to babysit as much as possible. 15 members! As of today, this is great. We're attracting some very interesting writers, and I think it will be exciting when we get them hooked up with artists in order to provide image to imagination. Now, time out. I was really excited way back then in 2007 to think that there was even a handful, let alone more than a dozen people that would be interested in this mag. Little did I know that by the time, like right now, when I'm getting ready to work on issue 36, we'd be up to 45,000 readers. And that's an absolute credit to all of you who have taken the time to support the magazine and to share your submissions of art, poetry, photography, opinions, reviews. And hey, you know, that's a big old kudos to all of you. Now, where was I? My first editorial back on RKYV. Online, #1. I'm still waiting to hear back for some potential columnists, but let's look to our lineup after only our 3rd day in existence. So what do you guys think of Dave's updated logo for RKYV? He took Roy's original design and tweaked it up another notch further than what I could do. Of course, his artistic talent being much more significant than mine. Damn it, Dave, I'm a writer, not a graphic designer. I hope DeForest Kelley forgives me the ripoff for his trademark dialogue. Well, some new artists have joined us. Christian Adam, Shab T. Let them know what you think, and who knows, maybe some of you writers might find the visual collaborators you've been searching for. Now, before anyone gets the idea that this is solely an e-zine for art and lit, I want to remind any of you interested in doing specific opinion columns, from sports to politics, pick any subject and pursue it under your own byline, that we're aiming for a broad audience and hope that this group can continue to grow towards that end. Archive will be whatever we make it to be. And you know what? That's pretty cool.